I just wanted you guys to get a feel or a gist of how my morning is going. Yes, I am recording my episode live and well today. And I just kind of wanted to let you guys know what my Monday is looking like, right? I woke up and I felt so heavy and I was like, oh my God, what's going on now? What's up, right? So I woke up and got up and I was like, okay. I woke up at 5 o'clock and I was like, why am I up? What do I want to do? I'm training my body to get back up at 5 o'clock so that I can start my days a lot earlier. And it's going to take some time, but it's okay. So the past 3 days, I've been waking up without an alarm between 5 and 5:45. And that's great. I love it. My internal clock is back because I found a little bit more security and safety in my personal life. And it's allowing me to kind of step out of survival mode again. And it feels great to be in my own safe space. And it's amazing. So again, I woke up and I was like, okay, I feel very heavy. I feel like I woke up, I guess, not realizing I fell asleep. Maybe that's probably what it was. And my lights were still on. I was like, girl, okay, what are we doing? So, yeah. So I turned the lights off and I guess I woke back up at like 7. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm slowly easing my way and I'm waking up without an alarm. That's a good start, right? To be fair, it's my first weekend, so Sunday Mondays are like my Saturday Sundays for normal people. So it's technically my Sunday, and this is the first 2-day weekend I've had in 2 weeks. So I'm just kind of letting my body do its own thing, rest. Didn't realize how much rest I did need, right? But that's okay. Trying not to be so hard on myself and like, Meela, you got to do this and tackle your to-do list. Like, I've done so much in the past 2 months. I deserve a break. So I'm just easing. What the hell? I'm easing into my day and just kind of resting and moving at a very steady and slower pace for me to kind of just catch up with my body. I made me some tea. I made an Earl Grey tea with yogi tea, which is blueberry sage stress relief, and it has ashwagandha supplements in there, all that good stuff. And then I had wildflower honey. Words are just not working today, y'all. I did put like a couple of stevia packets, and I used steamed almond milk with beet powder in it, and I'm feeling pretty good. Prior to that, I had this Innovate and Create tea from Elefanto Wellness, and I'll tag their information below. And then another tea that they have is brain health. So it helps with like increased attention span and more clarity and focus. So I had that tea first with some fresh squeezed lemon juice and some wildflower honey. And that's kind of how I started my day today. And I'm feeling real zen, feeling really chill. But yeah, so then I wanted to be like, okay, I still feel a little heavy. What's up? What's going on? So I decided to pull the yoga mat out. It's been a minute. It's been, I think, a month or two. No, I want to say it's been a month since I've done a yoga session. And it's great to do a yoga session in my own safe space again. It's different trying to do yoga, for me anyways, in a setting that doesn't promote healthy or positive energy. So it's kind of conflicting and counteracting with the energy I'm trying to produce versus what's already produced. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So I was able to bust out a cute little yoga Latte session on YouTube. Y'all, YouTube is like your best friend. Like, I promise you find anything on there. Anything you want to learn, it's on YouTube. Like, simple, if you don't have 45 minutes to an hour to do a yoga session, or you don't want to put your body through 30 minutes to an hour yoga session, they have 10-minute ones, they have 5-minute ones, they have 15-minute ones. Like, I don't like to hear excuses, and I also don't give myself excuses. I'll give my reasons why I don't want to do it, and be okay. That's okay. I'm choosing to not do it, and that's fine, you know. But I also acknowledge the repercussions if I don't do something, and the aftermath and the outcome for when I do something. So always keep that in mind. Anyways, yeah. So I did a yoga session, yoga Pilates, which is a mixture of yoga and Pilates. If you didn't catch that, it's totally fine. And it was really nice. I have felt how strained my hamstrings and my calves were from my last workout on Friday, I think. And I did a full body, and I kind of went up in weight. And I stretched, but I didn't stretch. Like, Saturday is my off day from the gym, and Sunday is my off day, and then Monday I come back to it. Today I did yoga instead of going to the gym, and I might still go to the gym, who knows. But today I felt like I listened to my body, and it's like, okay, I want to do a yoga session. Man, my legs were tight, so tight. The first fold over, oh my God. I was like, whoa, okay, I'm really tight. I'm really strained right now. And by the end of the session, like, I opened up a lot more. I warmed up for sure. And it felt good to get back into like that morning routine that I created like 2 years ago for myself, and I try to get back to as much as possible. However, when I go through states of like survival mode, or I get triggered, or I'm in emotional distress, like I kind of forget to do the things that are helping me because I'm just drained and I don't want to do anything, which also that's the most important time to do those things, right? However, sometimes we just fall off, and that's fine. It's part of the journey. It's part of the cycles, right? Speaking of cycles, I just started reading this book called The Coaching Habit, and it's by Michael Bungay Stanier, and I don't even know if I said his name right, but I'll put the link in the bio of this episode as well. And so I decided to get this book because I wanted to become a more efficient and a more beneficial like leader, whether it be in my work of choice or in my business or just as an individual in the community. I felt like I needed to improve the skills that either I need to brush up on or develop new ones or a new approach of how to do something. And so I decided to buy this book yesterday, and I started reading it today. And I kind of wanted to do this episode on it because it kind of ties into what I am currently doing with kind of restructuring my habits and releasing old ones and just kind of transforming in a sense, right? So this book is technically moving you in a way of kind of asking more questions and getting more curious about the way you lead, and also inflicting the light or the motivation or the craft in others, and having them form their own way of creating the habits within themselves and what they're doing it for. So it's really, so far, it's been a really great book, and I can't wait for you guys to really tune into it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah. Hello. What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning into Soulcast. This is a podcast where we allow the soul to broadcast information, knowledge, wisdom, quotes, opinions, and so much more. Reminding everyone who is listening that this is only, and I mean only, for informative purposes. I only speak from my own experiences, okay? What is spoken on Soulcast are my truths, my beliefs, and it's all based off of what I've learned from others around me, what I've read in books, and what I experienced entirely on my own. Soulcast is here to express, shine light on, and challenge all things mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical. Everything is up for discussion over here, okay? Feel free to email us for topics you'd like us to discuss. It'll be below in every episode details, okay? Now, let's get into the good stuff. I'm Meela Nunez, your host. Let's talk about it. All right, so I mentioned the book, The Coaching Habit, and So the first part of this book is going into details about um, how we create a coaching habit, and why we need a coaching habit, and it goes in about the cycles of, so there's three cycles is what they're mentioning, right? That kind of hinder the work that we're trying to do in a workplace, right? So it's, they use the word plague, right? So it's like these are the cycles that happen within a workplace that cause habit building and coaching to be inefficient. So the first cycle or circle that he mentions is you create over dependency, right? So you train people to an excessive amount to where they excessively rely on you in a sense, right? That, for example, you say that you were in a role, in a position that you did so much work and you have so much information more than, say, another individual or other individuals at your job, that the people started relying on you, correct? They started saying, hey, like, this person knows this person knows that, this person does this person knows how to do that. So now we create an over dependency on that person, and it causes so much more work for that individual. So that first circle that is a vicious circle is creating over dependence, and this causes an individual to lose momentum and motivation, because now we're busy doing everything else versus creating the self-sufficiency in an individual who can do the work on themselves. So then it takes away from the work that leaders or managers or supervisors have to do, because now they're overly dependent on us to do that work instead of them completing it on their own. And I was like, okay, I can see how that makes sense. All right. And then circle number 2 is getting overwhelmed. So you tend to get overwhelmed by the quantity of work you have. This is all quoted from the book, by the way. So the one thing he said is that the more you lose focus, the more overwhelmed you feel. Then the more overwhelmed you feel, the more you lose focus. So let me talk about this for a second, right? I'm going to read all of these to you, and then I'm going to tell you how I applied it to myself and how I'm reflecting on how it shows up for me in my own business, and also me in past jobs and current jobs. The third circle is becoming disconnected. So the less engaged we are, the less likely we're able to find and create great work, right? And so you have to kind of help people do more of the work that has impact and meaning. If you don't do more of the work that, the core value or the core mission of something, that you're going to lose the will of wanting to work with, you're going to be disconnected. You're going to be like, I'm just here just so I can clock in and clock out, right? And then it's no longer fun. It's just like, okay, we all just have a job to do and that's it. Like, we can have a job to do, but we can also have fun with it, where for example, I work for a well-known coffee shop, and the art of creating beverages and a drink is just, it's fun. It's supposed to be fun, right? Or when I've worked for a very higher end hotel, the goal is to cater and service to other people so that they have a great stay, whether it's them on vacation, them at work for personal reasons, like creating a second, third, 20th home for them, whatever the case may be. And then also food industry, words, creating a high quality dish for those to eat and feel good and connect with their table of people if they have that, or just, to be fed and not be hangry anymore. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm hangry, I'm a whole other person. Like, my friends know, like, if Meela's in the mood, ask if she ate. See how she's feeling, because 9 times out of 10, your girl's hungry. And I love food. Anyway, sidetrack. So, yeah. So again, so the three vicious circles that are a hindrance in any workplace is: one, creating overdependence; two, getting overwhelmed; and three, becoming disconnected. So let me go ahead and share my most recent experience that I've had in my workplace. I stated that I remember getting completely overwhelmed because of the new role I had to play at work, right? When I was in a lower level position, I created a sense of dependency while I was doing so much of work. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, let's get this done, let's get that done, let's move, like move, 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 move. I'm just that individual in general. And so when I had to shift to becoming in this higher role or position that I'm in, I had to learn how to like now delegate those tasks. Like I can no longer do all of them because I have a team that can also do it as well. And for me, that was such a challenge because I was used to just doing it my own. Like I'll just do it myself. Like I'll just do this. I'll do that. I'll do this. I'll do that. Meanwhile, being in a higher role, I have more that I have to look over and pay attention to. Not just doing tasks, not just doing this and doing that, right? And then that's what caused me to kind of be like, okay, I created an over dependence where like I normally do all of this stuff. And if I'm working with those that I used to work with before, like they were used to me just doing all of this extra stuff. And now that I'm in a newer role where I have more of a, I have other focuses that I need to put my attention on and have to delegate the things that I was comfortable doing and used to doing. That was huge and that was challenging for me. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't mind delegating and I'm actually pretty good at it. But sometimes when I'm in a new role, I'm like, yo, like, I feel bad because I could just do that myself. You know, I can just do it myself. Like, what, but taking on a new perspective, it's like, okay, I have other things that also need my attention, and I can't do those things if I am doing what I used to do, which was let me handle everything because I got this. I know how to do it, and that's my own thing that I have to work on, right? And so with that, leading into the new role, shifting tasks and trying to find more direction and support in this role, it caused me to feel very overwhelmed to where I was completely in my own mind, in my own head, and was like, oh my God, am I doing this right? Am I doing that? Like, what do I need to focus on? How do I do this? How do I do that? Like, what do I have to do? Like all these extra things. And I got overwhelmed to the point where I could no longer focus on just any one thing. I was focusing on way too many things. And it was hard to where I cracked. I was like, okay, I'm not like, at this point, am I even doing anything good? Am I even helping my team? Am I even showing up the way that, I was really hard on myself because I was in such a huge transition and it was challenging for me and it overwhelmed me and I lost focus. I really did. I was like, I don't even know what to do anymore. But I'm also getting messages from like my higher up to be like, this is what we got to do. This is a new shift. This is the stuff that we have to, put out there while facing resistance of change. And it's like, it can be so overwhelming. Not to just like me as a leader or in a supervisor role or a management role. It's also overwhelming for those facing that change and not wanting to kind of change with it. And you're facing a lot of resistance. So it's overwhelming for everybody involved, essentially, right? But yeah, so after feeling overwhelmed and not focusing and all these things, I became disconnected. I was like, you know what? Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, nobody cares. I don't care. Like, why am I going to keep doing this if like there's no change happening? Like, fuck this. Like, I'm going to do the bare minimum. I felt myself wanting to do the bare minimum and not caring and just not wanting to be there, And I don't like feeling like that. I don't like being like that. I don't like feeling disconnected from something that I love doing and the people I love being around. Like, me personally, I don't like that. And just any job setting, any relationship, any location, like I don't like feeling like that, right? So I find that these cycles are very valid and very like eye-opening to kind of place into perspective for myself and seeing and shifting how I view workplace, right? Understanding what needs to change, what doesn't need to change, how to be part of the change and how to be the change, but also accepting what is and what isn't, and being patient. Like there's a lot of things that come into being a quote unquote great leader, or being a great manager and a coach and a mentor. Like there's so much responsibility that we forget, we forget, and sometimes we fail to realize. And it's never just a one-stop shop and then we get to the destination. It's a journey. Like it's something that's everlasting, it's constantly changing. Excuse me. So it's just very interesting to kind of apply these cycles into my life. And I'm excited to kind of see what this is going to look like for the next couple of weeks, and how I can create change within myself in order to create change in any setting that I'm trying to be in, right? If it needs changing. I mean, change is everlasting. Again, we're constantly changing, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly learning new things and unlearning. Like it's a cycle, and it happens every day. So like for us to think that things will always be the same, like is kind of insane if you think about it. That's just me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this like short and sweet podcast episode. I'll have another one on throughout the journey of reading this book and applying it to my life, and giving you more insight. But so far, this first little section of the book has been pretty eye-opening, and I'm excited to share this information with y'all. So if you can, please go to the episode details, follow the links to the books, and try to figure out if this is something you're interested in. There's so many different types of books out there. These are the ones. This is the one that stood out to me personally. I was looking at a few on Amazon, and I need to start going to Barnes & Noble or like to a bookstore instead of just shopping online. But it's easier sometimes for me. Anyways, but yeah, finding books that'll help you elevate. I love self-development books. I love personal growth books. I'm huge on that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this journey with me, and hopefully it inspires you to create a shift and make change in yours. Well, you guys have a wonderful week, and I love you all, and I will talk to y'all soon.